How are you doing, everybody? I think it's time to start speaking about some really important things in my life. If I sound like I'm slurring my words, I've had a little bit of diazepam today, so I'm just being honest. Last night I was a bit erratic. I was very erratic. I had a really bad trigger. The past couple of days I've not been very well in my mind. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. I know a lot of people aren't going to get it. I know a lot of people are probably going to, you got your haters and people that are just taking the mick. But I just want to, this is kind of for the people that are really taking me serious and really want to know what is going on in my mind. So yeah, I've been in bed most of the day. I've been really mentally not well. I'm going to call it trauma, but when I was a kid, 11-year-old, I suffered really bad trauma for quite a while, about 6 months. People that understand will know what I'm talking about. But I've got, like, sometimes I have family, my nieces and nephews watching this, so it's called trauma. And it's been an issue from the age of 11 right till today. I've never got rid of it, but I've hid it very well. And when I was sectioned, for that reason, I was sectioned in 2022 in May. Because of that reason, I was having night terrors. When I was getting called a wrong 'un online, that triggered me because I know what it feels like. When I was being abused and people turned up at the house, I was triggered because my mind gets paranoid and I can very scared of my own actions of what I could do, which I would never want to be put in that position. So it's been, the last 2 years has been awful. It's been bad for me. I was put on cocaine. That is, I had pericarditis on my heart. I had a heart infection due to coming down with COVID. Well, I don't call it COVID. I call it, I had a bad viral infection which caused problems with my heart. Nothing to do with gear or anything. My body's really healthy. I'm in very good shape, and I eat very healthy. I don't drink. It was all down to a viral infection that made me have panic attacks, bad breathing problems, and I'm still on it till today. So when I got sectioned, and I opened up for the first ever time about my trauma, and I tried to take my life 3 times. What happens, guys, is I get disassociation. I didn't know what this was, but sometimes I blank out and just stare at the TV for an hour and I don't realise where that hour's gone and I just snap out of it. Back in early May, I put a knife to my neck and I was sitting there. Apparently I didn't know this, but I was sitting there for over 1 hour and a half, just sitting with a knife to my neck with the TV remote in my hand. My friend back in Scotland stopped us, just tapped us on the shoulder and snapped me out of it. I then went and got a bottle of vodka and a bottle of whiskey and drove on a bike with the intentions of ending my life, and I ended up on the top of a bridge, and that's where this epic story of tomorrow cover photo comes from. The dirt track is actually the bridge that I was sat on, and I took a picture of it. The picture of it was actually, and I made a farewell video, but that has never been released, that I still have. And probably one day I'll show it when I do talks about my life and show people what it's like to be in the darkest realms of the mind, man. So anyways, when I got sectioned, they opened up about my trauma, and I was diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress, and I was put on sertraline. Take 50 milligrams of that in the morning. I was put on diazepam. Take 3 times a day. And obviously I was put on the lansoprazole to stop all the heartburn with the medications. My biggest trigger is being called a wrong 'un. When I started getting trolled in 2019, it really had a massive effect on my life because I know what it feels like to be in that situation. So they were calling me what I'd kind of been through, and that was a massive trigger in my life, and I've really struggled to deal with it on a daily basis. And you know what, guys, I don't come on here wanting sympathy. I don't want people to feel sorry for me, because I've been a strong-minded person. I mean, I've been strong. I've done my best to get through it, but sometimes it just gets on top of me, and it's quite hurtful. Do you know what I mean? Like with a lot of the things that get said. But like, apart from the online bullying and stuff that I have to deal with on a daily basis, I have to deal with the trauma of my nightmares and my dreams that I have, and my only escape's from training. Do you know what I mean? Like if I train, I'm happy, I'm contented. And sometimes I do come on social media and I think that I lie saying that I'm in a good place when I'm not. I'm trying to hide it, do you know what I mean? But these times where I am really happy, and that goes with complex post-traumatic stress. I'm up and down like a yo-yo. I'm bipolar, diagnosed, and I'm diagnosed complex post-traumatic stress. And I don't like them titles. I don't like to be diagnosed, because for me, I don't want to live with a problem that is going to take over the rest of my life with medications. But I came off meds and I just went right downhill, and now I'm back on them again. And today, I took my diazepam, and I feel a lot better. I feel my mind feels a little bit at ease. I'm not overthinking, but it's a temporary drug because it can become very addictive. I weaned myself off it the last time, do you know what I mean? So I can do it. But I nearly died of pericarditis. I couldn't breathe. I thought it was a heart attack. I had tubes up my heart and everything, so that was a big problem. Then I've constantly got the false allegations that I have to deal with. For the last 3 years, every single year I've been pulled into the police station down to the trolls making false accusations against me. And they're the ones that always called me a grass, but I'm seem to be the one that gets pulled in all the time, so I'm not the grass, am I? They're very horrible, vile people, man. And they've absolutely destroyed my mind. And I'm probably going to have to be on medication for the rest of my life because I can't deal with things, you know what I mean? And this is why I choose not to hang about with anybody. This is why I choose to be secluded and do my own thing, because I don't trust people to bring them in my life. And I think it was important for me to make this video today. As a proud man and a bare knuckle fighter, don't be ashamed to speak out, do you know what I mean? But I suffered bad controlling when I was 11. I was controlled, I was manipulated, and I had trauma through it. But there's certain things I won't speak about, but I will speak about one day when I'm on stage and I'm trying to inspire other men to speak up. And that's where the trauma when I was 11-year-old, that is actually where the ego and the bravado came from, because when I wanted to become a tough man, to hide my insecurities, because I kept getting paranoid that people could see through what was really happening to me, and that was a big paranoia and something that I carried about for a lot of years. And I just thought, if I become a bit of a nutcase and start like chopping people up and doing naughty things to people might take me seriously and not even think about my insecurities. But that was me being paranoid, thinking people could see through it. No one ever did. I held the secret for 29 years. You know what I mean? I held the secret for 29 years. And it's harder. I still live with it today, you know what I mean? So I just hope that I can inspire people to speak out. You know what I mean? But yesterday was a really emotional day. Like, I took it out on a lot of my subscribers, and which I apologise wholeheartedly. I don't apologise to the trolls, because they're a massive issue. They're a massive issue, and they're very hurtful with the words. And listen, I'm going to admit it. They do. I get hurt, man. People say sticks and stones, but they do hurt. You know, especially when you're being through what they call me. And one day I'm going to tell my full story and it'll shock a lot of people, do you know what I mean? And that is why the way I am today. I'm erratic. I don't trust people. I'm a bit of a lunatic. And I'm willing to go to the death. Do you know what I mean? I'm willing to. I don't fear death. I just think it was very important for me to explain this to you guys, because there's a lot of other people out there going through the same problems that won't speak out. And when you don't speak out, like I haven't, I opened up to my psychiatrist, and I've absolutely kept stum ever since, because I feel that I'm not getting the right help. I don't feel that the NHS are very helpful. Yes, I understand it's totally busy and they're run off the feet and the government need to pull the fingers out, but I don't feel enough's been done for the NHS. I don't feel funding's been enough. There's a lot of people with mental health problems and a lot of people carrying trauma that aren't being seen to, that end up committing suicide. And I've been there. My go-to was alcohol, but now it isn't. My go-to is food, so sometimes I'll comfort eat, which is not a bad thing, because if you want to stay in shape, just get the calories in. And what I do is, if I have a bad day on my intermittent fast, and I'll break my fast, and then I'll get back on it the next day, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I just thought my acting takes off, and I just want to make it in life, and kind of like use my, if I get famous, use that fame to spread awareness of, you know, abuse and trauma and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, but I just want to apologise to my members and my subs for being erratic and talking down to you, because I feel that's what I was doing. But nobody knew the reasons, you know what I mean? Like, what is my, it's my, when I was talking about Darren doing it, that's my defence mechanism. When I feel rejected, when I feel that targeting me, I just bite. Instead of ignoring it, I don't, I bite. And then probably make things a lot worse for myself, which I shouldn't, and I need to learn. And that's the thing, I'm struggling to find the right help, because my psychiatrist keeps fobbing me off with, we'll send you a letter, we'll speak over the phone. I don't want to speak over the phone about this. I don't want to speak over the phone about trauma. I need to speak to someone that I can trust, and one person that I'm going to be seeing, not 5 different people, because I feel very uncomfortable speaking to 5 different people, do you know what I mean? But yeah, today's been an emotional one, man. But I'm going to get out in the morning, go back on my cardio. I'm going to go uptown, treat myself to a sunbed, maybe go for a Turkish barbers. Not that I need one, but just to make myself feel good again, do you know what I mean? And you know what? Just having money and having no money, I've lived both sides of life, and it doesn't make a difference whatsoever. Like, money doesn't mean nothing. Like, honestly, it's nothing. It's like, I would rather buy a tub of creatine than buy £100 Ralph Lauren t-shirt, do you know what I mean? My trauma has actually ruined my social life. It's ruined my relationships. Can't trust women. I can't love anybody. I can't love anybody. I just can't get close. Do you know what I mean? Can't get close to them, which is quite sad, really, because I'd love to meet someone, have a family, and have kids. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I love you all, and I apologise for anybody that I offended. And like I say, as the trolls would say, I've had more comebacks than Tyson Fury. I just wanted to make this video to let people and make them understand a little bit more of what's really going on in my mind. So God bless and love you all, people.